Hey, I just finished my second day of the 2-day live and the 2-day tax lien and tax deed class. It was a lot of information. And it was information that I had already heard before, but there is no way you can get it all in and absorb the first time around. So it was really great. And not only did it share the mindset fundamentals, but it re-shared the tactics. And that is, for me, it's so important as I'm niching down and laser focused on one market, that I need to be able to look into other markets and get kind of jazzed about them. So that was great. And during the second half of the second day, I bought property number 15. So super jazzed about that. And I want to say it's all because I attended the sessions, the classes the last 2 days, because it re-energized and just it allowed me to remember the whole point of what I'm doing, that I need to be finding ways and reasons to buy and ways to make these properties work. I mean, obviously not if they're smashed and demolished, and that's not the case in this scenario. But I had some reservations all week. I'm like, so finally during this session, I just emailed my coach, who, remember, he stopped coaching me April 20th. That was the end of my 10 sessions, but I was still able to go back to him because I needed just a little bit more hand holding. And I'm just like, hey, this is a scenario. I feel it's unique. I feel like I'm stuck. Oh, help me out. And so he didn't give me the answer directly, but he kind of came back with a statement that I'm like, that's a good point. And it just re-clicked to me that if I want to have something that no one else has, which is complete total freedom with rental properties, 200 rental properties, free and clear with no mortgage, I have to do something different than everyone's doing. I can't do the classic HGTV, which we already know, right? Everyone's doing that. But I have to be able to look at these properties and say, okay, no one's buying them. It's Friday. The deadline's today. No one's buying them. Why? Okay. What are they seeing? Maybe what are they not seeing? And then figuring out, how can I make this work? And then my coach reminded me, he's like, hey, if you don't buy this, someone else is going to, and perhaps they're going to be kicking them out of their place. But if you buy the house, remember, we're talking $7,000. That's all this property was. And so in the scheme of things, it's but we're hemming and hawing over $7,000, which, yeah, that's a ton of money. But in the scope of things and investments, when the property has an upside of 60 grand, 7,000, and that's the price, right? There's a reseller fee in there, but probably 2 grand. So it's 5,000. I'm going to get that 5,000 back. So really 2 grand's on the line. I'm like, I'm going to jump because I already know I have a 3-year redemption period. So I already know that I have to go kind of the distance with this. I did my numbers. I'm comfortable with the purchase price compared to the value. I know the square footage. So I already know the max, rehab. Anyway, I just pulled the trigger because I just needed to pull the trigger. So we won't know how it all shakes out. The python still has the pig in it, right? It's just moving slowly down the python. So there's such a lag to this business, which can make a beginner kind of nervous, but you have to trust the process. And like Tony kept saying, this whole 2 days is in 3 years, you're going to look back and be like, wow, look at where I've come. And in 3 years, it will probably be more than you ever expected. But if you don't start today, there won't be in 3 years. So I had to pull the trigger with a stop loss, knowing that I know I have a bottom to what I can lose if it all goes south, which I don't believe it is, right? It's occupied. Someone's living in it. That's half the battle. Anyway, wanted to go back. The main theme I keep hearing is confidence comes from competence. Competence comes from knowing and utilizing and pulling the trigger on a specialized niche of skill sets, right? So, for instance, my competence is learning how to find the lists, sort the lists, do my research, vet it, pull the trigger. And then once those competences are solidified and I have deals that are coming, cash flows that are coming, that reinforces and gives me the confidence, because I'm like, oh, I've done this. I could just, it's a cookie cutter. You just keep pushing these out, right? And so the competence will drive the confidence. You can't go in being confident when you don't know and have never done. Like, that's you can't expect that, and that's phony. You have to learn a valuable skill set in a niche. That's the key, I believe. Because anyone can be buying fixer-uppers just like HGTV, but you're going to lose your shirt because we're not in that kind of economy anymore, right? You have to find a better way. And for me, the niche skill set is learning how to buy tax deeds. So if you have any questions, message me. If you want to leave a comment, awesome. Hope you have a good night. Bye.